Alright guys, try to draw you a lactation curve of a typical dairy cow. Now, let me say beforehand, I feel like an economics teacher drawing this graph, but if you're an animal science student watching this, go consult your textbook, because I was an animal science student many years ago, and I don't want to claim 100% accuracy, but I'm going to draw this from memory, just mainly for our customers' benefit, to show you kind of what we're dealing with the way milk production ebbs and flows, and the way we sometimes have a plentiful amount and the way we sometimes do not. For example, on this axis right here, we're going to go with about, we'll say that's about 50 pounds of milk. Now we're raising Jersey cattle, so that's pretty much, and we're grass based, so that's going to be pretty much where we top out. That's 50 pounds per day. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's about 5.8 gallons. If you wanted to go on up and catch a Holstein herd, you would be topping out. Now, this would be more like a conventional Holstein cow. Is going to peak somewhere around 100 pounds, give or take. Some do more, some do less. 100 pounds, I think that's about 11, whatever that is, 11.6, something like that, gallons, if you want it in gallon terminology. Now, down here, we usually look at a 1 year duration. Day 0, day 365, and day 0 is going to be different for each animal, because that's going to be the day that the calf is born. So say the cow comes in, maybe her milk production starts right there. Let's see, let's just tick this off at about 100, 200, 300, call that 365. So typically 305, according to the textbook, is going to be the end of the lactation. You got 100, 200 days here. Typically that milk production is going to peak around this point right here. So if we look up here and say our Jerseys peak around 50, we'll put them a little over 50, about right there. They're going to start to tail off after that, probably depending on a lot of factors, weather, the particular cow, nutrition, all those things. We'll tail that off there, and then by 305, they're going to continue to tail down some. So if we chart these points, it's going to look something like that, that, and that. Now, when we get to there, the reason we typically use 365 days as a duration is we like to give the cow a couple months at least. Very few cows fall exactly on that 305 days of lactation and exactly 2 months of dry period. But, since we're in textbook world here, we're going to call this the end of the lactation, 305, just like it's supposed to be. So at that point, milk production falls to 0, because for that last couple of months, that cow would be put out to pasture. She would be doing nothing basically but letting her body rest and repair. And anybody that's ever lactated will know that's necessary. So she'll get 2 months is what's on the book. Sometimes that ends up being a little more. Sometimes this chart here ends up being stretched out a little more, and then her rest period is pushed off a little ways. But this is, in general terms, this is what you're looking at, is a 1 year cycle where she would have another baby, if everything went perfectly, right there, at day 365, and you would start that cycle over again. So that is the lactation curve of a dairy cow, and I just spent 5 minutes talking about it. So there you go. If you have any questions, let us know. Bye bye.